Hello and welcome everyone. This is gonna be a brand new playthrough of Borderlands 2. As you can see, I have a max level assassin which is currently built for sniping, but it seemed fun to me to start a whole new playthrough and start, well, a journey to OP8. As you can see, we can start a new character right here, right now, and maybe some of the things that we can do is this right here. There we go. What I just did is to enable the what's it called, the unofficial community patch for Borderlands 2. It's basically a patch. And yes, I'm gonna skip most of the cutscenes, so don't worry about that. The community patch is basically a unofficial addition to the game, which is made by some of the Borderlands 2 community, basically. And what it does, for some characters, for example, it enhances their skill trees. It makes some of the drops better to be farmed, for example, like quest rewards. It does tons of small little improvements to the game, which I like very, very much. So I basically cannot play this game without that patch anymore. Even though we have the patch, of course, most of the things will stay unchanged to the game, so don't worry too much. And one of the things that is definitely the same is all the skins and heads in the game. None of that is changed by the community patch. And at the moment I'm looking for a cool skin. And you know what? I think we can do with vitamin C. It seems fun. Now, the name. We're playing the assassin, which means that every O in the name should definitely be a 0. Seeing as his name is Zer0. And one of the skills that makes this character so good is, Bore. I kinda like that one. Bore. I'm not quite sure what this character will turn out to be, especially in the earlier game. I'll just get by with whatever we get as a drop, but I'll definitely include a whole sniper build as well.
Handsome Jack's been busy.
Hello, Claptrap.
You're not dead! Yes! Now I can get off this glacier. Claptrap, your metaphorical ship has finally come in. Allow me to introduce myself. I am a CL4P TP steward bot, but my friends call me Claptrap. Or they would if any of them were still alive, or had existed in the first place. Oh, I've got something for you. Here, take this echo communicator that I totally didn't loot from one of these corpses. It comes with a Class 12 heads-up display, complete with a mini-map. Now, come, friend. Let's get you inside.
Well, thank you, Claptrap.
Man, this is great! Now that I've met a mighty vault hunter, I can finally join the Resistance and Sanctuary, take vengeance against Jack for killing my product line, and central processor, so I stop thinking out loud!
I wonder what it likes. Oh, man. Alright, so I was actually not quite sure on whether I should talk the whole playthrough. I probably won't, and most of the dialogue in this game is quite hilarious actually, so it might even be convenient for me to just shut up most of the time. But we'll see what happens. And you know, this game often has downtime like this, where you just kinda wait for the, well, how should I call it? Wait for the mission to progress, I guess.
Just a little added security. Gotta keep those bullymongs at bay, or they'll rip your eyes out.
They will rip your eyes out, actually. Just not mine. Maybe I should mention that one of the things I have installed as well, accompanying the community patch, is a cutscene skip mod. So some of the cutscenes where characters get introduced, like you know, Tannis, Knuckle Dragger, for example, you'll see him drop down from right there very soon.
Sorry about the match.
They will be skipped.
Everything Jack kills, he dumps in.
And it's just convenient, because most of us have already played the game many a times. Hey, we got a shield, that's very nice.
Now,
Most of us have already played this game
none more than this
a
bully
lot,
dog named Knuckle Dragger.
and we know the
Kills
cutscenes by now.
everyone I know. Anywho, I keep a pistol in the cabinet over there for emergencies, but in here, we should be
Let's
pretty
watch his
safe.
eye. This is where normally, yeah, there we go. Normally, Knuckle Dragger would come down after that little noise, and you saw his eye just ripped itself out, basically. It does not interfere with the game, other than just saving you time, so, you know, why not? Sometimes you can get some cool stuff in there, but not today.
Once upon a time.
We already have some guns actually, because we have the Game of the Year edition for Borderlands 2. So we're not going to use the basic repeater. Because that gun is, well, awful. What isn't awful though is this one, the sniper. It's really good actually early game. This one has a lot of grip, I believe, which probably increases the fire rate just a tiny bit. And a Jacob's stock is generally pretty bad on snipers, but you know what? It doesn't matter at this level. So normally I just loot all the stuff I can get, especially if I have to wait anyways. That's one of the things that makes this game so great, you know? Plenty of loot and lots to choose from. Now, our mission is to retrieve Claptrap's eye from Knuckle Dragger and get it back into his skull, or, well, face, I don't know. Does a rabbit even have a skull? I don't think so. And then we can continue our journey. But late game, our goal is to, well, basically get as many builds decked out as we can. So for example, I want to do a pistol build, I want to do a sniper build, a melee build of course, and I would love to do a shotgun build as well. Especially with the quad, which is a great gun for this game. Hope we can find some in the journey to max level. And yeah, just try to farm as much perfect gear as possible. So I would like to get some proper gun parts as well. And I'll also do some quest farming with the read-only. Especially for guns like the Pimpernel, which is going to be a great help throughout the whole playthrough. Alright, so why I'm waiting over here is actually because I want to do something else before we continue. I want to do a little bit of a power start. So this game, at the very end of the game, you can get to the overpowered levels, which is basically harder scaling without getting a whole lot of more benefits. And the Digistruct Peak is the area where you can do that. And of course, because it's aimed for late game, the Digistruct Peak is always scaled to the max level of a certain playthrough. For example, we're in normal mode right now. The max level is around level 30. Of course, you can actually get up to like, well, 37, maybe even like level 40. It just would take a while. So this quest is actually scaled to level 35. And of course, if we have to kill any enemies, it's just gonna be impossible for us, right? We don't have any gear, we don't have any health. Our shield is 65. We're not gonna live. But Dr. Tannis here is very nice to give us this little mission. Unlock the door.
Congratulations, you are now a genius by Pandoran standards.
Congratulations, guys. We're now geniuses. Compared to people on Pandora, at least. Thank you, Tannis. And yeah, look at our level right now. We're level 3 without doing anything. And of course, you'll get your first ability at level 5, I believe. Wow, I should actually know that. I totally forgot what level it is. And I'm just gonna try and keep the inventory a bit clean. This is stuff we don't really need. Although,
Put together the
yeah,
combat
this
styles
sells for
before
over
you.
2,000, so let's keep that.
You'll be ready for a new Pandora. A Pandora
Also, because
of
this
overpowered
area is
weapons,
scaled to max level, we can actually find some grenades here.
It's been an eventful year.
But we're not very lucky. Now, there is more you can do to do the power start, so to speak. We could go to the Tiny Tina DLC, try to get to Mr. Bonypants guy, lure him to the Unbound Golem, and get to the, well, DLC that way, but it's hard to do in your first try, and I'd like to do this in one take. Because I'm not experienced with editing at all, and I just want to have some fun and just do a normal playthrough. We might be able to do that later. Maybe I'll do some other characters in the future, or even little walkthroughs for handy power starts like that. But for now, let's just play the game. So I'm very excited to start over again. Of course, this game revolves around farming quite sometimes.
Stick close to the robot. He will help you get off the
And
station
it's
and into the
just
city of Sanctuary.
it's just great
That is the
to
only place you will be
end
safe.
up with lots of stuff that you actually earned by working hard for it, you know? The sniper is actually pretty accurate. I kinda like it. Oh, well, maybe the sniper is, but I'm not. Whatever. And that is my phone. I'll make sure to not actually place that on the table right next to my microphone. No scope, by the way. Sorry, just putting the phone away. Also, I don't like this failed in the top right of the screen, so let's fix that by selecting the current mission. Oh, also, I know lots of people on YouTube and Twitch who still play Borderlands 2 don't like to play with the badass rank. I do like to play with it. I know it gives like some unfair advantages, if you were to call it like that, but I don't know, I'm not that good at the game, I guess. I just wanna be able to play like I am used to playing. Oof, the sniper has a terrible sway to it though.
You'll need that funny little robot's help to reach Sanctuary. The
Yeah.
last bastion of the resistance against Jack.
Can't blame that on the sway though.
Truly safe. Get to Sanctuary.
And I think we are safe to say I'm not that good at the game, right? Doesn't matter, because we have lots of good skills to improve our aim, our damage, and our movement speed, and of course variety.
Hey kiddo, Jack here, president of Hyperion. Let me explain how things work here. He called us to
Ooh.
show up.
So here on the ground is actually a Snider. It's a Mali 1 sniper rifle, and in fire as well.
Still alive. So if you could just
I'm definitely gonna pick that up, even though it's white. Oh wow, and a grenade as well. Yeah, this is what I love about the patch. Even early on, it's just nice to get improvements. Let's pick up some ammo. So probably for most of this playthrough I'll be using snipers, because I just love using them. But that's mostly because it's easy for me to farm, for example, a Layuda, and not so easy to farm good shotguns like the quad. Wow, this sniper is doing work. Well, that was our first boss of the game, Knuckle Dragger. Yeah, cool. You know, oh, this sniper is just very strong. And Mali 1 weapons are great early on, because every enemy basically takes lots of elemental damage, even if they would resist it in later playthroughs. And of course, early on we'll find nothing but flesh enemies, which are all weak to fire. So this fire sniper is actually pretty lucky. Now, I mentioned earlier on my Calipine sniper rifle over here that it had a Vladov grip. You can identify the grip on a sniper on this part of the gun. And for example, this barrel is... Oh, is it dull? I'm not quite sure about the barrel, but... The most important things about weapons is the matching grips. Because if the grip of a gun matches the brand of the body of the gun, for example, this is a Mali 1 Snider. If this would have a Mali 1 grip, the magazine size would increase by, I believe, 50%. And the fire rate would also be increased, I believe, but I'm not 100% sure anymore about that. At least it's very good to have a matching grip on most of the guns. This gun, however, has a dull grip, so it does not have those particular bonuses. But it's still nice.
On the other side of this Hyperion barge. Let's say we cut through it, chum.
Let's cut through it, chum. Can you open the door for me, Claptrap?
This door's Hyperion Tech. Child's play. And open.
Intruders detected. Locking door.
Well, that's just too bad. You had one job, Claptrap.
Well, it was nice knowing you. I hear getting eaten alive by bullybogs isn't such a bad way to go.
Let me get that for you. Executing phase shift.
It's so weird. Like, this girl just pops up in your face and pretends to be all nice and friendly and stuff.
I'm networked into almost everything on this planet. It's a long way to Sanctuary. Please take whatever you need for the journey.
It's just a weird introduction. She just let me get that for you, and then 3 sentences later starts. Oh yeah, and I'm Angel, by the way.
Let me know when you're ready to go meet with Sir Hammerlock, minion.
Sir Hammerlock. Yep, he is gonna be our next objective. He will be up in the next town called Liasburg, and it's raided by bandits.
This way to Southern Shelf, minion. Let's go.
All right. And these bandits are
Keep your wits about you, minion.
the soothing sound of his voice. Yeah. Let's not talk about that.
Attention, people of Pandora. Handsome Jack here, offering $1 million to whoever brings me the head of the
Oh,
vault.
I love this sniper already.
Liarsburg. Oh, and I'm still
To be fair, early on, snipers are really good for every character, not just for Zer0.
hunting bandits.
'Cause, well, as you can see, it's mostly one-shots on all enemies. And you don't particularly have to hit headshots all the time, and I thought that would hit him, but it didn't. Alright. Yeah, I just... don't worry about my aim, it will get better over time. Hopefully. Yeah. Let's just blame it on the accuracy of the gun, right? So what you can see me do sometimes is melee after I reload. Sometimes it helps you recover faster from a reload. Basically, meleeing after a reload resets the reload timer. For some guns it's very, very helpful. For example, like rocket launchers with high reload times. Hammerlock, I'm talking. Alright. So now we actually start killing these marauders. And like I was saying, for some guns it's very helpful to cancel your reload. But most of the time it doesn't make that big of a difference anyways. Whoa, what was that? Ah. Yeah, I definitely want to build a melee-based Zer0 at some point in this playthrough. The thing is, one of the best shields for a melee build is farmed by killing a very tough enemy, Terramorphous the Invincible. Ooh, another sniper. And Terramorphous the Invincible is not easy to farm if you don't have proper gear. I think I like the Sniper better. But what actually, as you can see in the top right corner, the bottom right corner of the screen, excuse me, I have 7 ammo left, like 5 from the gun, 2 as a reserve. Now watch me pick up the sniper. Yep, that's pretty lovely, right? Even though I do not want to use that. Oh, some silence, that would be nice. You know what, Hammerlock? I agree. So what I just did by picking up that sniper for ammo is very helpful, and of course it doesn't only work for snipers, it works on any kind of ammo, as long as you pick up that particular variety of a gun. And yeah, like I said earlier, I've played this game throughout several times on several characters since 2012, I believe. So I'm not gonna focus too much on like the missions and the stories and all. But the plan is to... Claptrap, could you please shut up for a moment?
I'm standing right here, dude. Now that Liarsburg is cleared, I might as well turn on the main power. This town's full of things.
Alright, before I was so rudely interrupted, I wanted to say that I have seen all of the story missions probably several hundred times by now. So I won't be focusing on like the storylines too much. But I have actually never completed 100% of the missions. There are some missions in this game that I have never done before. So eventually on this character I'd like to do every mission as well. I'm just not certain whether I want to do that during the initial playthrough or after I've reached OP8 and got myself a decent build. I'll decide, well, on the way, I guess. Alright, so this is where you would normally get your first shield, because without the patch you cannot have access to any shields at all. But seeing as we are playing with the community patch, we already had a shield that we found from a locker, I believe. Oh, we actually found a shotgun somewhere. Oh yeah, that was in the after the knuckle dragger, right? Cool. If we run out of ammo, we still have a coach gun, long rider shotgun. Excuse me. And yeah, this grenade isn't too great because we have, as I said earlier, we have the Game of the Year edition. So we have the Skyrocket. That's a grenade which scales to your level as you play. And I will keep it kind of like a secret for now, but it does quite some damage, trust me. Alright, Claptrap. Let's continue.
I give him the loot from the bodies Jack ditches in the glacier. He promises not to torture me for hours at a time. Then he does it anyway. But that ends today. We're gonna take him out, steal my ship back, and sail.
So in this video, I'll just play through, well, up until Captain Flint, I guess. And in the future, videos might contain just farming sessions. For example, I want to get several elements of the Pimpernel later on, and the Layudas, some grenades, and that might take a while. Seeing as I'm pretty new to playthroughs and editing and stuff, I just wanted to do a complete playthrough without any editing at all. Maybe some cuts here and there, or some, you know, sped up gameplay but it will definitely contain farming, that's for sure. And seeing as farming is all based on RNG, random number generator, there might be some videos that just contain farming without any merit. So if you don't like to see that, please tell me. And I might speed up some footage, might skip. Oh, what?
What have you done? These are human beings with lives.
Well,
and families.
we already died.
Totally kidding.
There was a barrel right next to me, and my Sniper has a little bit of AoE explosions to it. So when I shot that Marauder in the head, I blew up the barrel, and with that myself. So this won't be the last of the deaths, I'll promise you that. But I'll definitely try to stay alive most of the time. Man, that's inconvenience. So for example, things like this, right? When you die, you need to walk back to a particular spot. Might need some editing, otherwise it will be a bit tedious gameplay. I'm just not quite sure yet. Hey, we found our first green weapon. A thick hand cannon. Hey, with a torque grip, so it's matching. That seems very good, actually. Most of the community knows that one of the best handguns for the game is the Unkempt Herald, which is also a torque handgun like this. It shoots, basically, it shoots little grenades. And yeah, as you can see, imagine having a gun like this, which doesn't shoot one of those little grenades, but 12 at every trigger pull. Yeah, we'll definitely farm for that. So probably as soon as we can, but we'll see. Oh yeah, and now I remembered what... Ah, I was set on fire. Now I remembered what a matching grip does. It increases the magazine size. Ooh, another Sniper, but... Oh my god. With a Hyperion grip and a Jacob's stock. But as you can see, it's just overall better than this white level 1. So, we already got a new upgrade. Awesome. Yeah, so a matching grip on a weapon does actually increase the magazine size, like I mentioned earlier, and also the reload speed. Not the fire rate, as I said earlier. Excuse me for that. Oof, yeah. I just love playing with snipers. I've always have, like when I was younger, Call of Duty games always was the guy with the sniper, you know. In this game, basically, oh, I almost got hit by that. Basically the same thing. By the way, I'll show you the skyrocket. Yeah, it's pretty strong. Hey, we actually got a legendary drop, so that would be the bonus package grenade.
Looks like you dropped a grenade mod. Be sure to equip it.
It's mostly a grenade that kills yourself by clustering and, you know, exploding on your own face. So I'm not gonna use it, but it's good to find the first legendary already.
Just blast this gate down, but don't do it until I'm out of the way.
I love the moves that Zer0 makes sometimes. And yeah, as I said, I love snipers. Snipers are just a lot of fun to play with, in my opinion. Even if you don't have great aim, which I definitely do not have. Ah, as you can see, like I hit that one shot, and I think I hit like 2 or 3 people with that one explosion. So that's a good example of the splash damage this gun has, and how I managed to kill myself with that barrel earlier. Our next boss that we have to fight, well, semi-boss or whatever you want to call it, is gonna be Captain Flint. And Captain Flint is resistant to fire damage. So That's where the little torque handgun comes in, probably.
So, I might have tried to stage a mutiny on Captain Flint's ship before the flash freeze, which explains why his men...
And yes, let's not forget, we just leveled up, right, to level 5. So that means that this deception has now been, well, come available to us. This is the assassin action skill. Well, as you can see, you can read, it's on a 50-second cooldown, and it's really cool. It makes you invisible. It sends out a clone, which basically draws out all enemy fire, which is very good for survivability or just running through areas. And it drastically increases your first shot that you do up to 200% damage, and your melee damage up to 650 damage. So, especially the melee build for Zer0, there you can see it, that's the decoy. I'm now invisible to all enemies. So especially for melee, 650% bonus damage, right? That's a lot. Or not bonus damage, just a flat out... yeah, how do you say that? Like, not additional, but just multiplicative damage, right? It's a lot. And what I normally would do is, as you can see, just throw out my decoy and all the enemies just stop focusing you. It's great for running through areas like this, but if I do that too much, I will be underleveled because you do need the experience from killing enemies now and then. I don't think I died to burn damage there. That was just me being stupid and walking around without taking cover. And normally when I play the game, I tend to skip a little bit too much, and too many enemies, I should say, and which often leads to me not being on level. I see another barrel right there, so let's just kill that first before I repeat the past. Alright, that's another fire gun. The Submalevolent Grace, Molly 1 matching grip as well. Wow. And at the moment we can only use 2 weapons at one time. Later on we'll be able to unlock these 2 weapon slots and we'll be able to carry 4 guns at one point. It's gonna be great. So here are 2 more shields, and I like this one because it has basically improved everything. 2.4 recharge rate, 3. Ooh. Yeah, it shouldn't matter too much now. Let's just go with this one. So I noticed that at some point earlier, the FPS dropped a little bit. I'm not quite sure if that has to do with me recording this, or just something in the background. Oh, yeah, I'm noticing it right now as well. I hope it doesn't show up too much in the video. We'll see about that. Of course, I tested a little bit of footage, but eventually I'm just gonna have to see and wait for some feedback, right? After all, this is the first video of this whole playthrough. There'll be definitely some improvements in the future. Oh, that was weird. I tried to let that barrel explode, but this time the explosion radius was a little bit less. Well, and here we see Claptrap in his natural habitat, right? Alright, let's see how big the splash radius of this sniper actually is, and see if we can hit multiple people like this. Yes, we can. Look at that. All 3 of them died in one shot. I believe the community patch actually increased the splash radius for melee 1 snipers a bit. I know they definitely did that for the Volcano legendary sniper. which is basically a legendary version of this very fire Snyder. Although the splash radius is even more ridiculous like that. I'm just gonna clear up some inventory space. This I'm definitely gonna keep. This we're gonna sell. This we're gonna sell. Drop, drop. Alright. And we just leveled up to level 6, right? So we can choose a skill. Now, as I said, I will definitely go with a sniper build. But for the moment, I really like playing with follow through, because it just gives so much more damage and movement speed after every kill. And as long as we get to bore before we take on the bunker, we'll just be able to blast through the game. So I think I'll just... Yeah, it shouldn't really matter too much, right? Like critical hit damage is nice, one shot one kill is nice, bore, but let's go with this one for once. Maybe we'll do a bit more melee early on. So killing blow. Killing blow is probably better than Iron Hand. And I think actually Iron Hand, here's where you can see a addition of the community patch. Normally this would just increase melee damage and maximum health, I believe, and in the patch it reduces health damage taken. Correct me if I'm wrong though, but I think this is a nice addition to the community patch. We'll go with killing blow for now, because 100% extra melee damage, it's not bad. And sometimes, especially if you don't get a lot of iridium early on, you'll tend to run out of well, ammo also. Actually, let's see what we can do with the damage. Actually, we should get someone in killing blow range, right? So that doesn't work like that. Okay, this should be killing blow. Like I did 48. Yeah, that's 95. You heard that extra little sound cue as well? Then you know that you hit an enemy in killing blow range. So we can actually upgrade that to about 500% extra melee damage. Nah, that is a bad shot again. And that might help out quite a bit. Stairs? I can't climb stairs.
Let's find another way up.
Yeah, let's do that, Claptrap. Is that a good shield? No. If you saw that recharge rate, it was 5.6 or something. That's a bit too long for me to wait to recharge your shield. Oh, yeah. And as you can see, snipers are very effective early on. It's just... Oh, well, bye-bye. In a moment like this, I would normally just throw out the deception, let your shield regenerate a little bit, scout out some enemies like... Oh, that's too bad. Scout out some enemies like that, I wanted to say. And it makes you able to play very safe.
I wish I had legs.
Let's hoist Claptrap up, and in the meantime destroy... Oh yeah, there we go, we ran out of ammo. So let's just switch to another weapon right now. Oh, this is kind of accurate, I love it. It's not bad at all. Well, we're gonna have to use this to kill Flint, so it's we actually need it to be quite okay. And also, it's alright. Is it just my aim or no? This is the... Excuse me. There you go. Yeah, torque weapons. When you shoot them, the bullets tend to travel a bit slower than usual bullets. And you have to compensate for that, and which I didn't. So it's still my fault, right? Alright, as I said earlier, we're gonna end this video on, well, after killing Captain Flint. Hopefully we'll be able to do it with this little gun. Ooh, this is very nice. A 4 stack of iridium. Yeah, that's also one of the things the community patch buffed. The drop rate for iridium. So being ammo starved isn't as much of a problem. So I'm just gonna buy some ammo. I'm not gonna buy... Wait, we don't even have a rocket launcher, so never mind. Oof, is it really gonna... Yeah, we only have fire weapons and this, so we're gonna have to make do with this, I guess.
Come on out, Flint.
Well, at least we have Killing Blow, right? So we might be able to melee him down as well. And my movement is awful, don't mind me. Alright. Oof, yeah, that doesn't do a whole lot of damage. And when he's on fire, he basically reflects bullets. So this is a good opportunity to just focus on the minions. Or should I say marauders. They, however, are not invulnerable to fire damage. Or except for this burning psycho. Yeah, I should switch weapons, right? Well, I'm definitely a bit rusty at the moment. You can probably tell. Let's see what the... Wow. Yeah, there we go. Alright, that didn't do... well, nothing. So we're just gonna have to kite him, I guess. And let's move out of the way a little bit. Luckily you can't see my face, but I was, let's just say I was very disappointed in myself. Yeah, for some reason Captain Flint, like, it's not hard, but do not underestimate him, that's for sure. One thing I do really like about this Torque hand cannon, excuse me, the blast radius is a bit ridiculous on that, is it's very ammo efficient. As you can see, we still have over 130 bullets left. And that's definitely gonna be enough to finish him off, right? Speaking about ammo efficient, Flint's Tinderbox isn't in the slightest. I'm just gonna pick it up because we have the inventory space anyways. Might set it later on. And look at these enemies, they just evade torque bullets like you're throwing frisbees at them. Yeah, this is why I like snipers over handguns most of the time. Alright, excuse me if I sound whiny and all. I just, I don't know, never mind. Let's move on.
Alright, now we just gotta get to my ship.
Sounds like a great plan, Claptrap. Let's go. Alright, so this is the first chest. Well, hey, that's another bit of iridium. Very nice. This is the first good chest, I should say, that we come across. Let's see what we can find. Some green shields. Ooh, immunity to electricity. I don't believe any enemies have electric damage at the moment. So it's not very helpful actually. I'm just looking for a decent capacity and good recharge rate, delay, like this one. Yeah, this seems a little bit better than what we have. So let's take this and continue on. Let's look for some iridium. Nope. Alright. And now we can get off this glacier. Like Claptrap wanted all along. I gotta say, Captain Scarlet is definitely a better captain than Claptrap is.
And now, to set
sail to Sanctuary. Let's go. Alright. thank you very much for watching this first part. Let me know what you think. I'm just gonna continue like this. Of course, this is actually my very first video on this channel, so I'm not expecting a whole lot of, well, viewers at all. If you have anything to say about it, make sure you do. Just try and be polite. I'm just doing this for fun. Keep that in mind, please. And I'll see you on the next one. Thank you very much.